A bit of a dreary day here at the end of October on Astarte farm. Not much to see outside the high tunnels, but once we get inside, it's like a whole different climate. High tunnel number 1 is still cranking out a fair proportion of vegetables. Here's some lettuce that was planted about 6 weeks ago, I guess, and it's really starting to take off, growing right up through the trash from the string bean crop that was in there previously. I'm sure you can see that we've got some powdery mildew, probably some tomato leaf spot. It's a continuing battle with the high humidity in a high tunnel, but boy, it is wonderful to see eggplant growing strong this late in the season. And here's one of our occultation strips, and I wanted to point out that it's been carefully marked with its width and length, so when we pull them out of the barn, it's easy to know where they go. Here's the freshest or youngest lettuce planting that we've got in the high tunnels. We're still in high tunnel number 1, and these guys are small, but they may yet see a harvest. High tunnel number 2, things are looking a little beefier on the lettuce end. Love to see that dark green color, especially in October, this late in October. Tomatoes, just about the same story. There is some disease creeping in on them, and we'll be stripping these vines completely by the end of the week. I don't think we'll have a tomato vine in any of the high tunnels very far into November. But it is great to see the ripening fruit, and I know that a lot of those can get picked pretty darn green, put into a heated ripening room, and be ready for market with more flavor than you'd find anywhere else. Lettuce that was just picked this week, which is why it's a little spotty there in the bed. We've had a really good quality, no significant disease to report there. Cherry tomatoes, it's almost like you can't beat them with a stick. They would just keep growing, but we're going to have to take them out of here. Their season is done. And then we move outside to the first wildflower meadow, heading down to field number 2. And we've got blazing star weed there in the foreground. I believe that's a summer sweet bush, and just this wild variety of heights. The birds have been just foraging like crazy in here. And way down low, very, very low, if I don't fall over, I can show you where we have, even at this time, some late bloom for the pollinators. These are the fall beds in field number 2. I believe that's radish, carrot, and the beets are almost all gone. And they have been sweet, and the greens, boy, they just melt in your mouth. This particular bed here is one of our more flavorful cocktails, if you will. We even have buckwheat still growing in there. It sprouted after the last frost, but if it gets down to 20 degrees on Friday, that'll be all she wrote. Then we'll have the radishes and the oats to carry on. And the girls are still doing some good work here, but not really as much as I was hoping for. If you can see through the chicken wire up a little higher, there is a ton of seed heads still waiting to give us a little trouble there in the blueberries. Down in this part of the field, we've got the beginning of garlic beds. You can see some oats poking out from underneath an occultation strip there. And other beds are actually being planted. Now these are beds of oats and peas that were rolled. We didn't like the knockdown with the roller when we used it. We went ahead and ran the flail mower over it, and I think now we've got 2 inches of compost on top of that, and we're planting right into the partially decomposed oats and peas. That's Allie running our manual dibble, and that's just a couple of pieces of broomstick sharpened and poked into a crossbar. She's stepping on it to give us a good head start on pushing in the garlic cloves. We had some extra help. Marley's here today, checking out the farm and putting garlic in for us. And it's been a sort of a dreary day for planting garlic, but they're keeping their spirits up, and we're getting a lot done quickly. Now, one of the last steps in the garlic planting process, we actually add a fava bean in between every row. So we have 3 rows of garlic, 2 rows of fava beans. This is a variety called Sweet Lorraine that we had good luck with last year. Thanks for watching. Hope you can stand it, and we will see you next time round.